Alright everyone, welcome back to my Devil May Cry 4 S-Rank guide, and today I'm gonna be helping you with mission 14, and this is one of my least favorite missions in the game, simply because this is the mission that contains the faults. And first of all, break that seed over here by the tree. And yeah, the faults, basically, they try to eat you throughout the entire level, and if they do, they make you like do a fight that you can't like bypass or anything. You have to fight it. And every time you get caught, you have to do that. But we are actually going to be getting caught once on purpose. Make sure you break all the stuff I'm breaking, by the way. And we're gonna be getting caught because when you get caught by them, you're in this cave. And in that cave, there's gonna be a bunch of seeds to break and a red orbs cache. So we're gonna do that a little later. You could do it now if you want to, but I'm gonna do it a bit later in the video. So this fight's really easy. It's just a bunch of scarecrows and chimera seeds. Take out the scarecrows first and then the seeds, or the seeds first and then scarecrows. Because if you take out a scarecrow and then a seed, the other seed might bond with the scarecrow and then you'd have to fight a chimera, and those guys suck. But apart from that, do what you want to these guys. Just make sure to vary up your moveset so that you max out your style, and then once you defeat them, you can move on. I quickly break the seed here, and then a bunch of Mephistos and a Faust will spawn. The Faust won't spawn until you take out the Mephistos, so what you want to do with them is switch to the shotgun and then just jump onto them and start blasting them. You don't have to jump cancel, but jump canceling does help here. Or if you want, you can also trick up to them and use Rainstorm with Ebony and Ivory. That also works well. I prefer using the shotgun though. And then once you uncloak them, you can do literally what you want to them. They will cloak back if you don't kill them fast enough, but you should be able to kill them before they cloak back. So again, just do different moves, and then for the second one, do the same thing. Just blast it with the shotgun or Ebony and Ivory until they uncloak, and then beat them up, do different stuff until they die. So then after you kill the two Mephistos, a Faust will spawn, and what you can do with that, go into a safe space like this hill so the Faust don't get you, and then switch to Pandora's box, and then you can do Omen with it so that you instantly uncloak it, and then you can go in and attack it. So same thing as with the Mephistos, do what you want to them, just make sure you do different moves to vary up your combos and style. These guys will probably cloak back before you manage to kill them, but as they are cloaking back, you should have just enough time to pop another Omen so you can uncloak them right away. I messed myself up a bit there because if you try to uncloak them while they're high in the air, as they're falling, they're just gonna instantly cloak back. But it's okay because I go into this little spot here and then I just Omen again, and boom, this time it's actually uncloaked. So once again, just do what you want to them, beat them up. Try to pop a few taunts if you can because they do build up your style meter. And speaking of style, it's actually really difficult to get an S rank in the style category in this mission. So what I suggest you do here is focus on getting an S in time and orbs. And then if you get an A in style, you'll still get an overall S rank in the mission. I had around 5,700 style points at the end of this mission, which gave me an A in style, but I still got an S in orbs and time, so therefore I still got an S rank at the end of this mission. And this goes for any category. If you're struggling to get an S in time in any mission, as long as you get an S in orbs and style, you're still going to get the S rank at the end of the mission. But okay, break the seeds under the bridge. The faults give you health if you kill them, so if you're low on health, make sure you get them. Then you want to go to the side of the bridge there, go by this tree, smack the seeds here, and then you want to go to the other side of the bridge, and there's gonna be a seed on top of this pillar here, so you want to smack it. I for some reason had a bit of trouble getting this one, watch this. But okay, when you get it, there's gonna be one more seed when you go to the right now on the same side of the bridge, and then you want to break that, and then you want to go through this door. And the fight behind this door is going to be a bit tricky because first of all, the faults are present. They're gonna try to eat you throughout the entire fight, and second of all, there's a blitz, and blitz and faults do not mix well. The beginning of this fight is pretty easy. It's just a bunch of assaults. You can go at them from the back, launch them in the air, do a couple of hits before you get down on the ground or they try and escape you. Or you can use Kick 13 with Gilgamesh to break their shields really easily. Devil Trigger Stinger also works. When you knock them down on the ground, you can attack them a bunch too. Just watch out for the faults so that you don't get eaten by them, especially near the end of the fight, because you will literally have to do the entire thing again. Although if you do get hit a bunch, just keep an eye out for them, because if you manage to kill them before they disappear, you do get a bit of a health boost back. But alright, when you kill enough assaults, a blitz will spawn, and the blitz just makes things very annoying in this fight. I really do like the blitz enemy, but in this fight, it's very annoying. First of all, I suggest focusing on killing the rest of the assaults before focusing on the blitz, because they could just get inconvenient otherwise. And then when you attack the blitz, when it's standing still, switch to Lucifer and start spamming pin up anytime you see it standing still. The best way to do this is wait for the attack where it disappears, then you'll see the lightning starting to crackle on the ground. You want to run away from that area because the blitz will appear there. And then when it does, it's going to stand still in there for a couple of seconds, giving you a chance to spam pin up. It's gonna do that right here in just a couple of seconds. You can see it there. You can see the lightning crackling, and now it's standing still. You want to start spamming pinup because pinup absolutely destroys its yellow lightning. And then when you see that the Blitz's lightning is off, then you want to start attacking it. You could try doing a real impact with Gilgamesh, because if you actually land it, especially if you distort it with Devil Trigger, it's going to do a crap ton of damage, but it could move out of the way sometimes, so you won't be able to do it. But other than that, you want to keep attacking it until either its lightning comes back or it turns red. If it comes back to yellow, you want to just wait and spam pinup whenever you can. Again, wait till the lightning starts crackling, it's gonna appear and then it's gonna stand still. That's when you want to do pinup. Or when it's like shooting out its laser and you're nearby and you can avoid it, then you want to do pinup too. You won't get as much in, but you will get a couple of pinups in. And boom, there it's standing still again, so I'm spamming pinup until the lightning disappears. And again, when it does, you want to start beating the crap out of it. You can detonate the pinups too if you want. That's gonna do a good bunch of damage like I just did there. And there, that was enough for it to start crackling red. And when it starts crackling red, you want to, instead of attacking, you just want to get on the defensive. You just want to avoid everything it does, because it will eventually just kill itself. So you just don't want to focus on attacking it, you just want to avoid everything. Any laser, any attack it does, just trickster, dash, jump, dodge, because eventually it's just going to end up blowing itself up. It can grab you, you want to avoid that, and if you do get grabbed, you better hope to God you have some Devil Trigger. But okay, there it killed itself, and now before you exit this room, you want to run around it and make sure you break all the seeds to get the red orbs. If you took a bunch of damage there, there's a bunch of faults that will keep on spawning. You can kill them to get a green orb. And yeah, first of all, before you actually leave this room, you want to grab all the seeds for the red orbs. You might have broken some of them during the fight. There's a bunch of them by the trees. One of them should be by a wall. So just do a couple of laps around the room to make sure you have them all. One should be up these stairs here. And then when you get them all, you just want to continue on with the level. I grabbed the last two here, jump over here, we'll break the ones by the tree. Turn to the left and grab the ones on the wall. And then those were the last ones for me. Make sure that you grab them all. And then before I move on, I quickly just try to pull up a fault so I can get some extra health back, because the next fight is a bit annoying. So I quickly just wander around the room for a bit till a fault spawns so that I can just break it and get a green orb real quick. And feel free to do that yourself if you have to. The time requirement in this mission is not that bad, but I break the fault here. I quickly grab a second one here. And then I move on. And then we're going to be in the room with the Gyro Blade. Unfortunately, we can't use the Gyro Blade since we're playing as Dante and not as Nero, even though the Gyro Blade would be useful in this next fight. But we cannot use it. So what you want to do, first of all, there's going to be a bunch of seeds you want to break here, and then in this fight it's going to be a bunch of chimeras. So yeah, this is my least favorite enemy in the game. So what you can do here is, I talked about this strategy a bit last time, I didn't use it. Switch to Pandora's box, jump in the air, press Gunslinger, and then Dante will fire off a couple of like projectiles in this machinery he's sitting in. It's a very slow and not time efficient strategy, but again, this mission is actually not that bad for the time requirement, and you don't have to use it all the time. I don't, and I suggest you don't either, because that move is very slow. But if you want to just get a couple of cheeky, safe, easy hits in, then just do that a bunch. And I'm actually going to get caught by a fault here, which I wanted to do like near the end of the mission after all the fights, but it doesn't matter when you get caught, because you do actually have to get caught once to grab the orb cache and the orbs. And when you do get caught, there's a couple of possible fights that you can have here. If you get lucky like I did here, you're gonna have scarecrows, assaults, and chimera seeds, which isn't bad. If you get unlucky though, you're gonna have to fight chimeras. At least here with this fight I can take out a lot of the enemies before the seeds decide to bond with one of them, so it's not too bad. But if you get the chimeras, yeah, you have to fight them. But okay, for the scarecrows, you can once again just do whatever you want to them, vary up your moves, try to pull off a few taunts so you can get the extra style. For the assaults, you can mostly do what you want to them too, try to break their shield, kick 13, Devil Trigger Stinger works, knock them down onto the ground, you can land a couple of hits then. Launch them into the air, etc. And then if you end up fighting chimeras instead, what you can do is blast them with the shotgun. That's gonna knock them down on the ground for a bit, and then you can land a few hits then. Just be quick with it, because they can always attack you passively if they're lying on the ground, if you're hitting them mid-combo in the air, etc. They can always hit you with their blades. But okay, when you take all of them out, there's gonna be a bunch of seeds on the wall, so make sure that you get them. There's one by this little tree here. And then there's also gonna be a hidden red orbs cache in this edge over here, so make sure you get all of that stuff before you leave, and then once you do, you get to leave. And then when you leave, you're gonna be at the start of the room that you got caught in. So for instance, I'm right here, right before the chimera fight. You might have got caught earlier in the level or something, or at the same place as I did. But okay, I once again switch to Pandora's box and start doing the projectiles in the air because that is a very safe way to do some damage. It's not exactly the biggest amount of damage, but it is damage. And then I switch to Lucifer and do a couple of tricks, pin-ups with that. This time make sure you do actually watch out for the faults though, because you can't get a second orb cache. There's gonna be no more seeds, so it's actually gonna be pointless if you get caught unless you just want extra style points, which as long as you get close to 5,700 you won't need. But yeah, do watch out for how long you attack these guys, because they will just start passively attacking you when they're lying on the ground and stuff, which is just very annoying. I almost got caught by a fault there. I landed right on it. But yeah, hit them point blank with the shotgun. That's gonna knock them down on the ground a bunch, and then you can get a couple of extra hits in there. Use Pandora's box in the air. And the assault chimeras can be especially annoying because they just start dashing around the map. Sometimes it can get very annoying too. The scarecrow ones are much easier to deal with. They're still very annoying. They can all passively attack you. So yeah, if you need a couple of safe attacks, just jump in the air and gunslinger with Pandora's box. That's gonna give you a couple of safe hits. Just watch out for the assaults because they can just jump at you in the air. But the good thing is that if you manage to beat this fight, that is the last fight of this mission. I spam pin up here with Lucifer, it gets caught in them, and then I detonate them, and then it dies. Now once you take every single enemy out here, do not run to the end of the mission. There's still a bunch of stuff we have to break. For example, these seeds here. Then you want to go the other way and break all these seeds around here, because that's the way we're actually going. So just make sure you get all these seeds. Jump on top of the hill. There's going to be another seed attached to it, so just make sure you grab that. Jump up higher and then go to the right. There's going to be one more you want to get. Jump over here, grab it, and then you want to continue on with the rest of the level. Go through this pathway here, and then yeah, we are almost done. There's no more fighting in this level. There's just a bunch of stuff we have to break now. First of all, there's going to be a red orbs crystal here. You want to smack it up a bunch until you break it. I just like doing prop shredder with rebellion. It does not matter what moves you do as long as you break the crystal. And then once you finish breaking it, what you want to do is go inside the log, because there's going to be a bunch more seeds that you want to break. So go to the right here, go inside the log and break every single seed you see. Make sure you get all of them. Then once you smack them all up, I just have to grab this last one. Then you want to exit the log, go to the left, and just continue on forward with the mission. There's going to be a couple more seeds here on the right once the camera turns. And then once again, wait till the camera turns here while you're walking here. There's going to be another seed to the right, and that is the last one in the mission that you have to break. Then you want to go into this tunnel, and then you want to come out of it, and that is the mission over. So yeah, hopefully this video managed to help you get through this. I know this mission can be a bit annoying with the faults and the fight with the blitzes and the chimeras and stuff, so hopefully I managed to help you. The next mission is much better. We're gonna be back at the castle, and fortunately there's not gonna be any faults to like be annoying. But okay, cross this bridge here, and then the cutscene plays, and then the mission is over. Skip it, and boom. So yeah, as I said, you do not need an S in style. So if you got around 5,700 points, you'll still be good. I got an S in time, S in the orbs, and A in style, and that's still an S rank at the end of the mission. Hope this helped. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, of course, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.